Nikki's going to be a hard act to follow. I don't think I've heard so many Shakespeare quotes all in one speech. And thank you for your leadership of the Parents and Friends Association over the past 2 years. And many thanks to Jenny Pittar for accepting the role of President for 2019, along with her excellent team. With all these successful, enjoyable events and fundraising throughout the year, the Parents and Friends Association has done a wonderful job and is to be congratulated. Good evening and welcome to the Honourable Mr Jonathan O'Dea, our local member for Davidson, Headmaster, Mr Renshaw, other honoured guests, board and members, teachers and staff, parents and children. I don't think I've forgotten anybody. It falls on me to thank everyone who has worked so hard throughout the year. I will inevitably forget some, and I ask you to forgive me. The executive of the school and the Board of Governors, the teaching staff and the administrative staff, all the parents who have put in great efforts for the Parents and Friends Association, and in other areas, the chess, sailing, gardening and many other clubs and cultural areas. Your efforts make John Colet the community it is. Every one of you serves the communal good above and beyond the normal call of duty. Building works were conspicuously absent this year. The Fox Family Library renovations were completed at the end of 2017, ready for use at the beginning of this year. With just about everything being replaced, as well as many new books, we now have a free-flowing interactive space for the children, and it's a lovely space for the board to meet on 7:30 on a Sunday morning as well. It is inspiring to see collected together the changes, the accomplishments and the triumphs of the school, and especially those of the children. These cover academic success, sporting activities and cultural achievements, as well as other fields of endeavour. It is a pleasure to speak of them. Beginning with some of our academic achievements, as usual, a good number of our sixth class leavers have attained academic scholarships, selective school and gifted and talented placements, fully a quarter of the children, which is amazing in a non-selective school. We wish all the sixth class leavers well and congratulate these placement winners. In other academic areas, the Sanskrit learners performed very highly in their examinations, with 4 scoring over 90% and 1 score of, drumroll, 100%. In the ICAS external examinations, John Colet students achieved at a very high level, with around 40 or 50 children participating in each subject area, maths and science, English, writing and spelling. Nearly 30% of participants achieved distinctions and high distinctions, an amazing result, and the children are to be congratulated. Also in the Australian Maths Trust competition, we achieved the highly creditable result of 9 distinctions and 16 credits. Please remember the small size and non-selective status of John Colet School while you are digesting these academic achievements. It used to be easy to reflect on John Colet School's annual high standings in the NAPLAN examinations, as league tables were published in the daily press. This now no longer takes place. However, it is fair to say that our results remain outstanding and well above the national average in all subject areas. This result is testimony and valuable confirmation that our practices of systematic teaching, respect and love, stillness and mindfulness and other core values which have always characterised John Colet School are indeed a recipe for success as well. Read that again, a recipe for success as well as being highly valuable in their own right. Like any school, John Colet enjoys having success in sports. However, in our case, eager participation is even more valuably seen by the corpus. This year we competed in the 8-school PISA competition, often against much larger schools. our third and fourth class boys. Highly commendable second places in both T-ball and football. The third and fourth class girls, also great results with second in both T-ball and netball and a commendable fourth in football. Fifth and sixth class, the boys competed very well indeed with a third in cricket and first places in both football and rugby. Our fifth and sixth class girls also competed at a very high level. They won in softball, came second in netball and third in football. In fencing, we played our very first matches against Newington Boys School in Lindfield, and the infants competed very creditably with a very close 3-point loss. And our senior team won their competition with a very exciting last strike to give our team a 2-point win. In cultural areas, John Colet is proud of its tradition of participation and excellent standards. Our annual Shakespeare Festival is amazing, and a great credit is due to Zoe Emanuel, our indefatigable drama teacher, and to all the class teachers and parents involved. Thank you. Our Shakespeare Club, a relatively new venture, competed in 2 Eisteddfods, placing second in the Northern Beaches Eisteddfod and third in the Sydney City Eisteddfod, as well as a highly commended, with 2 groups competing. As the youngest competitors in the Eisteddfod, they reflected great credit on the school. The John Colet School Art Program continues to be a strength. Our talented art teachers are artists themselves, often exhibiting in major competitions and exhibitions. Their passion and love of teaching can be seen in the enriched program that is offered and the wonderful work of the children that is produced. And I think we saw some of the examples of the younger children, third and fourth class, during the singing of our country. One of our young artists won the Armistice Centenary competition at the Hornsby branch of the RSL, and another was a finalist. Another 2 of our children were finalists in the Elwes art competition, and the 6th class children's artwork was once again a finalist in the Gallipoli Art Prize. As usual, the chess competition drew large numbers of players, with around 30% of the school involved in the internal competitions, many of these not even being chess club members. Our teams achieved great success in external competitions, with a first place in the Sydney Academy of Chess competition, second and third places in the Mona Vale Public competition, and a second and a third in the Junior Chess League's Friday afternoon competition. How wonderful. Just bear with me. I'm just about to speak about debating. Our debating team entered a larger and longer competition in 2018, with 2 debating teams speaking every week. They competed very well with courage, determination, and with very hard work. As usual, the standard of argument, rebuttal, and speaking from both teams was very high indeed. John Colet School has always highly valued singing and music as a vital part of our curriculum. I must note the extraordinary performance of the children tonight. I swore I would not name any children, but oh, for the wings of a dove, you know who you are. That was extraordinary. I'm sure everyone here noticed how beautifully the children sang. And Mr. Miller, thank you very much for all your work, having taken charge of the music department this year. We had some wonderful concerts from our ever-growing musical ensembles, and our children's talents are also growing with each succeeding year. Many thanks go to Rosie Davidson and all our excellent music teachers. Another area I'd like to highlight is the fundraising efforts of the children for charities. Between their regular market days aimed at raising money for the Pink Ribbon Foundation, funding breast cancer charities and research, the Hay and Hampers for Hope initiative aiding drought-affected communities, and the Great Book Swap, raising money to improve literacy levels in remote communities. I've calculated that they have raised nearly $5,000, including a donation to the Bell Shakespeare Company to support Sharing Shakespeare, bringing the Bard to disadvantaged schools. And that is before mentioning the Christmas giving program supporting the Smith family. I believe Mrs. Donald had to fill her car twice. This is making the school's value of service broad and practical. And now from the perspective of the board's eye view, many other areas of the school's activities are visible. The leadership of the school is the prime example. Last year I mentioned the good, capable and competent hands of our headmaster, Mr. Julian Wilcock. He has a difficult and unenviable job in some ways, and a very rewarding and satisfying job in other ways. He has handled the challenges and triumphs of leading John Colet School extremely capably, and the board thanks him very much. His great experience, skill and love of education, energy, intelligence and warm leadership are great assets of the school. Enrolments for 2019 and 2020 are strong. I highly value the education John Colet School offers. I think it is unique. I deeply regret it when we have to turn away children who want our education. But we only have 2 classes for each year, and we have no intention of growing beyond this capacity. However, we are always looking to improve our facilities, and in the next few years, we intend to expand our campus with new specialist classrooms, a large new art room, a bigger and better McLaren Hall, and a larger and more modern kitchen. These works will not take place quickly and not all at once, but over the next few years, watch this space. Several years ago, I shared with you my vision for John Colet School. That vision remains the same. Long after I am gone, long after everyone in this hall has gone, I see John Colet School continuing as a beacon, as a shining light of education, bearing witness of that light in this country. I see John Colet School as the best primary school in Australia and continuing to grow in the same direction with the same values for a long, long time. When you consider the long-established schools in Europe, hundreds of years old, that is my vision for John Colet School. Let us contribute and lend our support as trustees of what will become a great school, a leader in education for the next 500 years. Thank you.